This is the Top 10 Deadliest Diseases by Jacob Schweiger, Period 4. Malaria. This disease comes from mosquitoes. It is an important disease to have knowledge on if you want to visit a tropical country where it could be common. This could impact our community if it was to be brought over from another country where it is more common. You should take precautions if you go to these places, and you should always use a lot of bug spray and wear long pants, because there is currently no vaccine. HIV. You can be infected with this disease if you have sex with someone who has HIV. It is important to be aware of this disease so that you can take measures to prevent getting it yourself. This can negatively impact our community and nation because HIV exists in this country and harms many people. To prevent HIV, you can only practice safe sex or prevent yourself from having sex. Measles. This disease can be spread via respiration when an infected person coughs. It's important to be aware of this disease so that you can make sure that you and your loved ones won't have to encounter it. The best way to prevent it is to get the measles vaccine. You should ignore claims that it is harmful because it is not, and it will prevent you from contracting measles. Leprosy. You can catch leprosy from being near the mouth or nose of a person with leprosy. It's important to know about so we can prevent leprosy in third world countries. Prevention techniques are early detection and multi-drug treatments. SARS, or SARS. SARS is a viral infection that can also come from animals. It's important to know about so that the government can prevent further outbreaks, mostly in China. There is no vaccine, so the only way to prevent it is to wash your hands regularly and wear gloves if touching infectious fluid. Bubonic plague. This disease came from China via rats and fleas. It is spread through the droppings and bitings of the rats and fleas. This disease decimated Europe a long time ago, and so it is important to remember today, to remember how devastating it was, and to see why we should prevent these type of diseases today. You don't need to worry about avoiding this disease, however, because it is mostly extinct. Low respiratory infections. This can spread via the air. It's important to be aware of it so that you can be treated if you contract it, and it could affect us as a community if it were to spread and people couldn't get proper medical attention. Some prevention methods are to always wash your hands and sneeze into your elbow instead of your hand. Syphilis. You can be infected with this disease if you have sex with someone who has syphilis. It is important to be aware of this disease so that you can take measures to prevent getting it yourself. This can negatively impact our community and nation because syphilis exists and harms many people in this country. To prevent syphilis, you can remember to always practice safe sex. Influenza, otherwise known as swine flu. This disease originated from pigs, but it's important to be aware of this in case it reappears. However, it's almost completely dead. But if the disease comes back, you should make sure to wash your hands and tell anyone who you think may have it to seek medical attention. Meningitis. You can get this disease from viral infections. You should be aware of this disease, although it isn't very common in the US. The best way to combat it is to get the meningitis vaccine, which will give you an immunity to the disease. In conclusion, there are many infectious diseases out there, but you can always take precautions to prevent these types of diseases from infecting you and to get treatment from these diseases if they infect you. Remember to stay safe out there because there are a lot of deadly diseases.